Islamic finance set to be greater contributor to planet people prosperity. No disease outbreak in flood hit Kelantan. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Cynthia Arthur. You're watching News on 2. The Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Shah, said Islamic finance has the potential to make a significant and even vital contribution to redressing serious economic and social shortfalls, as its core was based on principles that emphasize, among other objectives, equitable risk sharing and inclusiveness. He said these principles promote fiscal responsibility and sustainability, which can withstand economic turbulence and provide reliable long-term solutions to elevate poverty, as well as the climate and humanitarian crisis. Thus, the Sultan of Perak, Sultan Nazrin Shah, said planet, people and prosperity, or the 3 Ps, are the new frontier of Islamic finance in bringing greater value to the economy, society and the environment. On the first P, the Perak ruler said, with many countries declaring climate emergency, the welfare of the planet is certainly an area in which immediate action is needed. As for the second P, he said the world is witnessing huge movements of people due to conflict, persecution and hardship. On the third P, Sultan Nazrin said prosperity, which is inseparable from the other 2 in addressing the hardships of people in need and also in protecting the planet. As an example, he said he quoted the International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, IFRC, which used zakat monies in 2018 to fund a drought assistance program in the Kenyan county of Kitui, pioneering a sustainable humanitarian zakat initiative. He said this in his speech before receiving an honorary doctorate in Islamic finance at INSEF's 11th convocation at a hotel in Kuala Lumpur. The Kelantan Health Department confirmed that no reports of disease outbreak were detected at the Temporary Relief Centres PPS in the state. Its director, Datuk Dr. Zaini Hussin, said so far there were only cases of non-serious waterborne illness. Nevertheless, as an early preparation, Dr. Zaini said the department have set up 15 teams comprising medical and health officers who had been assigned at every PPS. Both the teams are responsible for dealing with any cases of infectious disease among PPS evacuees, as well as ensuring the environment and food are clean and safe.
Kita tidak melaporkan apa-apa wabak. Kita juga menasihatkan kepada semua masyarakat yang terlibat dengan banjir ini untuk pastikan bahawa kebersihan mesti diutamakan.
Commenting further, Dato' Dr. Zaini said the department staff had also been asked to identify if there are any patients in the area with high flood risk. This is to ensure they receive the needed treatment and health care even during floods. He told this to reporters in Pasir Mas, Kelantan.
Kita semua terdedah kepada risiko bencana. NADMA akan menguji keberkesanan inisiatif baru kami menyampaikan amaran awal melalui SMS. Rakyat perlu peka kepada mesej yang dikeluarkan dan mengambil langkah-langkah yang perlu apabila menerima mesej tersebut.
The top 5 positions in the party Amanah Negara, Amanah, were retained at the end of the party's first national leadership election. Defence Minister Muhammad Sabu was returned as president, while Agriculture and Agro-Based Industries Minister Dato' Seri Salahuddin Ayub remained deputy president. They were elected at the party's National Leadership Committee special meeting for 2019-2022 term. Besides that, Datuk Mahfuz Omar, Datuk Seri Dr. Mujahid Yusof Rawa and Datuk Hassanuddin Muhammad Yunus were voted in by party members to retain their positions as vice presidents. Amanah's outgoing election director, Datuk Dr. Muhammad Hatta Ahmad Ramli, strategy director, Datuk Seri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad, and communications director, Khalid Samad, also made it into the lineup. The announcement of the election results for the key post was made by Amanah Speaker for the 2016-2019 term on Jafar during the 2019 Amanah National Convention at the Ideal Convention Centre IDCC Shah Alam.
Presiden Tuan Haji Muhammad Saku, tahniah Presiden Timbalan Presiden Datuk Seri Haji Salahuddin Ayub, Naib Presiden yang pertama Datuk Mahfuz Rawat, Naib kedua Datuk Seri Mujahid Yusof Rawat, Naib Presiden tiga Datuk Ustaz Hasanuddin Hassan Yunus.
The session then continued to debate motions from all the representatives throughout the country. A total of 822 delegates from around the nation elected the 27 Amanah National Leadership Committee members through the e-voting systems, which began at 9:45 p.m. and ended at 10:30 p.m. last night. This is the first Amanah Party convention which saw an election at all levels of the party leadership. Parti Keadilan Rakyat (PKR) leaders and members should rise above to ensure the party remains a platform that champions the cause of the people of all races based on the Permatang Pau Declaration 1998. PKR President Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim today said the spirit and aspiration of the PKR for Reformation movement, which is based on justice, should be further strengthened with party now part of the Pakatan Harapan government. In his policy speech when opening the PKR National Congress 2019 at the International Trade Centre in Air Keroh, Melaka, Datuk Seri Anwar said PKR's success as a party was not dependent on the number of parliamentary members and ministers or deputy ministers in the government, but the party's ability to defend the people.
Masalahnya ialah peluang, kesamarataan, kemiskinan yang perlu kita beri pembelaan kepada semua warga negara yang berhak. Sebab itu, di antara perkara yang kita buat, saya kata naratif awal tadi pembangunan, kemiskinan dan kesenjangan.
He also said the PH government inherited a corrupt system from the previous government and therefore PKR as the dominant ruling party should ensure that the current government look into the well-being of the people of various races better than before. He added that ensuring the well-being of the people of all races, religions and backgrounds is the party's fundamental agenda and emphasized the need for the people in a multiracial community to understand the religion, ways, life and cultures of others. On another matter, Datuk Seri Anwar said he is confident that there is no rift in the party, leading to setting up of factions favouring certain leaders.
Saya lihat saya ni orang seperti tahu optimis, positif. Saya lihat suasana baik, semua hadir dan harapnya jadi satu permulaan yang baik. Ini berbeza besar dengan EMK semalam. Karena di EMK semalam pun semua dah daripada dua-dua kelompok. Jadi saya ingat signal itu jelas.
Tak kira istilah dua camp dalam parti.
Saya tak kira ada camp. Ada orang beda pendapat, tidak ada salah. Tetapi mesti ada satu haluan. Sebelum ini saya ambil pendekatan sangat lembut. Saya tak kisah. Tapi saya ingat dengan kongres ini dan dengan mesej kongres, saya ingat orang mahu supaya parti balik kepada landasannya. Sebab itu saya tekan beberapa isu pembangunan, kesenjangan.
He said party delegates and members, as well as observers, wanted an affirmation on discipline that would eventually further strengthen PKR as a dominant component in the PH government. Yesterday, chaos erupted at the Congress when certain members attempted to smuggle in sacked permanent chairman Mizan Adli Matnor amid heavy security. Scores of PKR youth security personnel dressed in black were seen clashing with Mizan and others who attempted to force their way into the classic ballroom of Malacca International Trade Center in the morning. 2 men were detained and later remanded to assist investigations on the chaos that occurred at the 2019 National Congress of the Angkatan Muda Keadilan AMK at the Malacca International Trade Center MITC yesterday. Malacca Tengah District Police Chief ACP Afzanizar Ahmad said the detainees were aged 30 from Klang Selangor and 29 from Kuala Lumpur. ACP Afzanizar Ahmad, in a statement issued last night, said 2 people were injured in the incident. 3 police reports have been received up to 8 p.m. and one of the reports was from a former AMK permanent chairman, Mizan Adli Muhammad Noor. The start of the AMK annual congress was marred by a small incident following a group of AMK members not being allowed into the conference hall as it was already full. The case was being investigated under Section 147 of the Penal Code. Kelantan Syariah Chief Judge Datuk Daud Muhammad died at the University Science Malaysia Hospital, HUSM, Kubang Krian yesterday. He was 84. Datuk Daud, who breathed his last breath at 6:55 p.m, was laid to rest in Lundang, Kota Baru. Datuk Daud was appointed as Kelantan Syariah Chief Judge in 1989 and was the recipient of the 2019 Maulidul Rasul Premier Award. Among Datuk Daud's contributions were as a panelist and reference expert for Attorney General's Department, Sharia Community, panel member for the Court of Appeal Judges, member of the Kelantan Islamic Religious and Malay Customs Council.
Pesanan terakhirnya ialah duduk dengan anak-anak. Yang itulah. Tak ada yang lain lah. Mana pasal dia sihat, Datuk ni sihat. Sampai ke akhirnya. Bila cakap sampai ke akhir tidak ada kata tak boleh cakap.
Datin Halimah said this at her home in Kampung Aman, Lundang, Kota Baru. The deceased was admitted to HUSM 4 days ago. He left behind his widow, Datin Halimah Husin, aged 74, 4 children and 11 grandchildren. An accountancy student from University Technology Mara UiTM has scored 100% in the Recording Financial Transactions FA1 paper, qualifying him for recognition both in Malaysia and worldwide by the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants ACCA, United Kingdom. UiTM's Vice-Chancellor, Professor Emeritus Dato Engineer Dr. Muhammad Azrai Kasim, in a statement said the institution is very proud of Hakim's achievement. Hakim joined the Certified Accounting Technician CAT Professional Accountancy Program in July after obtaining 9 A's in the Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia SPM examination from Sekolah Berasrama Penuh Integrasi Gombak. It is understood that Hakim hopes to further his studies in ACCA and pursue a career in the field of taxation. Google Malaysia has announced that a 6% digital tax will take effect on its service starting next year. The latest tax was to be in compliance with Malaysia's new sales and services tax. It is noted that Malaysia has announced a 6% digital tax which will be imposed on foreign service providers effective 1st of January 2020. Thus, Google said it will also charge a 6% services tax to its clients in the country starting from the 1st of January 2020 once the law comes into effect. Besides Google, other internet service providers are also expected to implement the tax. Google also mulls of imposing the same tax in Singapore. Johor Corporation, J-Corp, have spent 2.7 million ringgit for upgrading the aging Taman Dahlia market in Johor Bahru. With the upgrading work, about 105 stalls operating under the 20-year-old market were given a facelift for the convenience of the traders and customers.
Yang ini pun kita dapat 20 juta pun hasil perbincangan dan rundingan kepada mereka dah lama, dan bila kita pindahkan kita pun minta mereka bersabar dan tempoh 6 bulan. Itu yang saya tekankan kepada kontraktor supaya buat kerja timing tu kena jaga, because kita dah janji dengan public.
The upgrading work carried out by Jacob Group, Damansara Assets Sendirian Berhad, DASB since June are expected to be completed soon. During the upgrading work, the traders were given a 30% rent rebate and were exempted from paying rent for 2 months. Yusaini said this after the handing over of the Taman Dahlia stall lot ceremony in Johor Bahru. Coming up in sports, Malaysia's rhythmic gymnasts claim 4 gold at the SEA Games. National elite diver Ooi Tze Liang is set to be a new household name in Malaysian sporting history after claiming his 11th gold medal in the diving competition at the 30th SEA Games, which concludes in the Philippines today. The 26-year-old Penangite, who claimed his maiden gold with Chu Yiwei in the synchronized event yesterday, was in his elements after amassing 454.6 points in the individual event, which consequently saw him retaining the gold medal which he won at the 2017 Kuala Lumpur SEA Games. To add icing on the cake, his teammate Muhammad Syafiq Puteh bagged the silver with 402.5 points, while Mark Lee Han Ming of Singapore settled for bronze with 325.5 points in the diving competition, which took place at the New Clark City Aquatic Centre.
Jadi saya punya goal target tu saya letak kat international level dengan Olympic lah. Itu goal saya, ultimate goal saya.
Sharing the same view was Muhammad Syafiq, who was satisfied with the silver medal in the event, despite having won a gold medal with national women diver Jasmine Lai Puyi in the mixed 3-meter springboard synchronized event at the 2017 Kuala Lumpur SEA Games.
Saya dah buat peningkatan daripada GP yang sebelum ni 2 minggu lepas dekat Kuala Lumpur. GP 2 minggu lepas kat Kuala Lumpur, poin saya 380, kali ni saya dapat 402. Alhamdulillah saya dapat buat peningkatan dan coach pun happy dengan saya.
Previously, Tze Liang had won 9 gold medals, 3 in the 2013 edition in Myanmar, 4 in 2015 in Singapore, besides 2 golds at the 2017 Kuala Lumpur SEA Games. The Asian Games double silver medalist had also won 1 silver in the men's 10-meter individual platform while making his debut at the 2013 edition in Myanmar. It has been a rewarding day for Malaysia's rhythmic gymnasts at the Philippines SEA Games at the Rizal Memorial Coliseum in Manila today, as they opened their campaign in the event on a bright note with 4 gold, 3 silvers and a bronze. Malaysia's Iza Amzan bagged the gold in the ball discipline after her routine earned her a superb 17.8 score at the Coliseum. Thailand's Natkul Sanawong and the Philippines' Daniela Regi de la Pisa finished 2nd and 3rd respectively. Iza and compatriot Amy Kwan had earlier in the day won silver and bronze respectively in the hoop discipline, while the Philippines' Daniela landed the gold with a score of 17.75. Izzah was later declared as joint winner of the ribboned gold with teammate Khoi Si Yan after both scored identical 15.2. Thailand's Natkul Sanawong settled for the bronze. In the club's discipline, Si Yan clinched the silver on 16.9. Thailand's Benjaporn Limpanich took gold on 17.15, while Danelia was third. The national gymnasts concluded the competition on a high by retaining the women's group all-round gold through Chan Mei Tung, Yu Chia Sin, Ko Ye Yi, Lee Sin Yao, Lim Chi In and Shak Yuki with 40.05 points. In the 5-balls finals, Malaysia topped the score with 22.65 points but finished second with 17.4 points behind Thailand in the 3 hoops plus 2 pairs of clubs finals to take the gold with a combined score of 40.05 points. Thailand took silver with 39.9 points and the Philippines secured the bronze with 29.15 points. After making a clean sweep of all 8 gold medals, at stake at the Kuala Lumpur edition's Rhythmic Gymnastics, Malaysia finished the year's campaign with 4 gold medals from the 5 events contested. That concludes this evening's news. On to, in our top story, Islamic finance set to be greater contributor to planet, people and prosperity. Join us again at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. I'm Cynthia Arthur. Stay tuned to TV2 and have a pleasant evening.